Hello everyone. I, Hardik Verma, would like to welcome you all on the day 4 of webinar series of Horizon 2K20 conducted by Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering Department of Government College of Engineering Nagpur in association with Google Crowdsource Community Nagpur and IEEE Student Branch YCCE. So today's topic is robotics and the speaker for the session is Mr. Tanishq Kamdi. Mr. Tanishq is an AI and ML enthusiast and is currently working on IoT and advanced robotics. He is the org and lead of many communities in Nagpur like Tensorflow, Firebase, Mozilla, and is also the Google Crowdsource regional influencer at Nagpur. He is currently chairing the IEEE student branch at YCC and he is pursuing electronics engineering. So, I welcome Mr. Tanishq. Over to you.
Thanks, Hardik, for the warm welcome. Hi guys. I hope you all are doing well. And let's not waste time and we'll start with the session right away. So we will cover very basics of robotics today. And this will be our agenda. Roots of robotics, purpose, various types, application, sensors and components which are used in robotics, and most important part, how to start with robotics and what is the future scope. Okay, so this is the textual definition which you will get on Wikipedia. So robotics isn't brand specific, as we have a myth that it is only done by the electronics guys or something like that. So it's not like that, and all the branches are involved in it, like mechanical, electrical, and computer too. So, what is the history of robotics? If you think of robotics, will your thoughts will wander like in near 50 years, what comes in your mind after asking what is a robot? So it's an thing that has a face and two arms and two legs. Most people will picture like a human-like looking machine. So let's see how robotics was developed, and I have kept this presentation quite light, so you will feel like scrolling Instagram during the session. Okay, so here comes the hero of Alexandria, also known as Heron of Alexandria. He was a Greek mathematician and engineer. So he described various robots during his time, and some of them could automatically open the doors or play music. You could almost say the first ancient smart home. And this was why we can call him the Elon Musk of his time. He always created things which someone could only imagine of that time. Then, okay, just give me a quick answer. What is Leonardo da Vinci most known for? You can put that in chat box. Okay, aeroplane design and just guys give me a quick answer. Painting. Cool. Yeah, he was an artist. Okay. Okay, cool. So Leonardo da Vinci was also engineer, and he did in 1495. Leonardo da Vinci designed most first probably the first human-like machine, his mechanical knight, and it was able to sit or and stand. Other functions like lifting visor and full movements of arm was also done by that robot. And that time, this complex system was carried out by pulleys and cables. Okay, so the the word robot was first used in the English play in 1920. This science fiction play, it was a science fiction play, and it has quite the same story of like the Terminator. I hope you all have seen that movie. And when the story goes like this: when the robots develop a consciousness, the robot rebel against their role as slaves, which leads to the extinction of human race. Totally a touch of Terminator on the stage. So there comes Electro. Electro appeared at the 1939 New York World Fair and had same features like humanoid robots do. For those who didn't understand the word humanoid, So it's a robot which mimics the human features like arms, face, and legs. So Electro spoke about 700 words. So can anyone guess how he did that? You can answer in the chat box. Yes. That time it was very difficult to have a microprocessor or microcontroller if you are thinking of that. So 700 words, how is that possible in 1939? Just a quick answer. Alright, am I audible? Are they?
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's quite a common thing what we humans do. We always do find some jugaad which can do that. So Electro had a integrated record player, just hard coded, and it continuously spoke around 700 words that time. So this was the when the industrial revolution was started in 1961. The first patent was granted to George DeWalt. It was for Unimate, the industrial robot. It was a robotic arm basically, which was used by General Motors later in the assembly and welding purposes. So, startup Franca Amica. The German-based startup won the Future Prize and from the German president for its development for inexpensive and flexible robot Panda. The lightweight robot was used in the industrial applications and in healthcare. Another special feature was it was very lightweight and has very affordable price at that time. So here's a summary of what we have got till now. Okay, so what is the purpose of robots and why should we study robotics? So mostly robots are used to do dirty tasks, repetitive tasks, dangerous tasks like moon exploration or space exploration, impossible tasks like going under the ocean in high pressure, that kind of thing, and assistance for handicap also. So you just name it and robot will do it for you. So usually dirty tasks are often unsanitary or hazardous work that can impact human health. Even though some of these jobs are unfavorable, some of them have to do that, which includes waste management, livestock nurturing, and mine exploration, etc. Here, like a robot can take away the risk from humans and keep them safe from harm. So this is how robotics help humanity to continue. So repetitive tasks. The low interaction and high repetition jobs require very little human thought. They often include processes that have a sole objective of efficiency and output. Robots can work around the clock to streamline dull jobs. This saves business money and frees up human capital. Okay, so as I said, dangerous jobs put human in harmful situations. To prevent loss of human life, robots can be used. They are able to measure and detect variables beyond human perception. Robots can diffuse bomb, travel distance planet, and inspect unstable structures. Recently, so robots are used in inspecting bridges. So what kind of robots are used? And they are mostly drones which have a high HD camera which can do the recording and inspection in very advanced way than human can, and it definitely it can go to mobile places also. So again, robot can do repetitive tasks without getting bored or without complaining about it. So for handicapped persons or disabled, we have a special type of robot that is called as disability robot, and this is designed totally to help the people who are physically disabled. Like disability robot has been proven to assist people with who are recovering from strokes or have abstract injuries. that affect their daily tasks. Okay, just as I mentioned earlier, robots will be a one-time investment for 5 years, and you won't require much money if you maintain that them properly. This is something which was leaked a while before, and says that this is an unmanned robot which will be used in World War III by Japan. Ah, okay, so this is what happened when robots go rogue, and this is the image shared by Boston Dynamics to say that I am a robot, I'm not a robot thing, to clear that. Okay, so we will quickly cover the types of robots. So there are wheel robots, you might have seen robotic cars, which are very common these days, and these cars can go around on normal surfaces, very plain surfaces, easily. While the legged robot, these are quite complicated, and they need stabilization and have legs for movement. So a humanoid robot is always having legs, and it's very difficult to do their movements and define the center of gravity and keep them standing and make them walk also. So it's preferred if you are a beginner or you want to start with robotics, you go with the wheeled robot first. Make a robotic car, which is a obstacle following or a obstacle avoiding car or a line follower, something like that. Yeah. So this is, I know it's hard to imagine a single leg robot. So here's it is. Toyota's one leg robot. And just imagine how hard it must be to develop a robot which walks on one leg. While you can imagine a human who has one leg and he needs a support to walk, and same is the thing with the robot. You have to calibrate all the things and code accordingly with the for the one leg. Okay, so as I said, bipedal robots. You must be familiar with this type, and they are quite recognizable to humans as they mimic the human features like legs. Bipedal robot. These are robots which can crawl any rough surface, and don't need much attention towards the stability or the it, moving of the robot. Quadruped robot which mimic four-legged animal. Boston Dynamics made this robot, and this mostly mimics the insects and the animals. Okay, hexapod robot. This one mimics the spider and perform almost the same task as the spider can do, and it can crawl anywhere and can be used as a spy machine, or it can be used to do some research work or find someone if there's a damage done by the natural calamity. Many leg robot. Okay, so this one is like earthworm and crawl easily over rough surfaces, and this can go anywhere. This is lightweight, and you can just see how small it is as it is put near a coin, and this is how the size of the many leg robot is. Okay, this is the interesting part of robotics: animal based swarm and modular robot. So what is meant by swarm robotics? In the field of multi-robotics, in which large number of robots are coordinated in a distributed and decentralized way, it is based on the use of local rules and simple robots compared to the complexity of the task to achieve. And inspired by social insects like ant, a large number of simple robots can perform complex tasks in more efficient way than the single robots can do. So, as you must have seen ants doing some work, they can lift many times than their weight. So, this is somewhat the scientists and researchers used in robotics also. They developed a neural network which can communicate with which helps the robot communicate with his neighbor and communicate with the bee also, like the main robot or the main server, which we can call it. and performs certain tasks in very easy way. So another is modular robots. Okay, modular robots are something that we can say as they help in our day-to-day life. Can be a friend of a human, or can protect your kids, or be a security also. Be a security as a security robot also. So underwater robotics, like you must have seen this in movies. Underwater robotics is uh, has made exploration very cheap, and it is and more accessible. Scientists have reached spots of ocean that were previously untouchable. As I said earlier, that humans have some limitations. Human can't go um, beyond some atmospheric pressure, and in ocean it's very high. So we use robotics, underwater robotics, there for the exploration purposes. So you must be familiar with all this one. मैं हूँ एक उड़ता robot. Well, the actual flying robots look like this. There's a short video I want everyone to watch. These robots are okay. The video is starting. Just let me know if the sound is audible. Okay, so these robots are used in the search and rescue missions, as they can use to survey large areas and land looking for victims, and are mostly used in after natural calamities and natural disasters. Here's an example. Okay, so this was a short introduction of what flying robots are and how it has been developed over years. So these are micro robots, and this is not the actual implication of what robotics is, but for those who don't know what micro robots are or what is the use of micro robots, some may ask. So micro robots are something which will go inside your system and do the diagnosis part, and they can use the natural pathway in the human body like blood vessels or gastronomical tracts for diagnosis and treatment to deliver drugs to a particular area of body, as we all know. Okay, so nanorobots are the same. Nanorobots are the one who carry out very specific function. They can vary from 100 to 50 to 100 nanometers wide, and they can be used in very effective drug delivery. Normally, drugs work through the entire body before reaching the disease affected area. Also, some of them are used to find cancer and cut the blood flow of that cell to that cell. So you can understand how easy it is to use a robot and diagnose someone without having an actual surgery. Okay, so this is a soft robot, and soft robots can be implemented in medical professions, specifically for invasive surgery. This definitely looks similar to the slime, but it's very effective. Yeah, I'll just play this, and you guys can watch this. How a soft robot works. Okay, so this is how a soft robot looks like and what it can do. So you can imagine what it can do. It's very effective way of doing surgery without doing a surgery. So Bolly, Samsung just launched the Bolly robot, which was like a BB-8. If you have seen Star Wars, so Bolly utilizes AI to be a security robot and a fitness assistant. Also, it can also help you. It can also be your friend or friend of your pets, and can form a neural network with your feelings also. This device can connect with smart homes and can change anything. If you are having a smart home, like if you want to turn on a light, it can do it for you without even asking for it. Like you just go there, it senses your presence and it turns on the light. Snake robot. So this is something like the flying robot you just saw, but instead it crawls over. It crawls like a snake, to be precise, and it can use. They are very portable devices, and which can easily access in confined spaces where the human reach is quite difficult. They help in searching the areas which have landslides or any natural calamities for the victims, as I already mentioned this. So crawler robot, again, to walk on rough surfaces, crawler robot are used, and it's very practical to use a crawler robot than a bipedal robot. This robot also don't need any special coding to balance themselves. Okay, so this is a weird looking robot, I know. So it uses living tissue to create expressions and sounds creepy, but it's true indeed that this type of hybrid robots are going to be the future, like near future in coming 10 years. Hybrid robots will be everywhere. Yeah. So stationary robots. These are the most boring part of robots, but also the basic of robotics starts here only. Whatever you have heard till now is the basic, and this is the base part of it. Cartesian robot. Okay, so here you need to know some basic mathematical terms like from algebra, and Cartesian robots move in a basic path, that is XYZ direction, and can be understood by the functioning of 3D printer. As you might have seen of 3D printer or a video of 3D printing, it prints in every direction. It prints in every direction means that it prints in X direction, in Y direction, and the Z also. So it covers the length, breadth, and height of the object totally. So this is what Cartesian robot is used, where the Cartesian robot is used to. Then there's a cylindrical robot. This type of robot is used in handling at machine tools, spot welding, and handling at die casting machines also. This can also be used for assembly operation. Yes. And then spherical robot. This covers a total coordinate, polar coordinate, and can go in 360 degrees totally. Okay, SCARA. This is the important type of robot which we usually will see in many industries. These robots usually do the assembly thing in the phone factory or laptop assembly factory, and it's very it does not take any human job, while it assists human to do their job efficiently. Articulated. It is same as the SCARA, but this one can be used to carry out heavy and dangerous tasks, like an automobile factory, where there's welding, where there's die casting, and a very heavy material is to be lifted, a very heavy piece is to be lifted. These robots are used there. Parallel robot. Okay. So many of you have been to Big Bazaar or gaming zones where you might have to lift toys and drop it in a specific place. So this is how what parallel robots work in basic terms. In, and if you want to know more about parallel robots, they can be used as crane in building purposes or in factories. They can just pull up anything, any heavy object, and keep it aside. Okay, so I guess you have watched Star Wars and can relate with this meme. The most vulgar character of all time. They beeped out every single word he said. Robots don't have the ability to talk. After all, they are a machine. So they need to be programmed to to conversation, to do a conversation with humans in English language. Till then, they will just do the conversation with you in zeros or ones. Okay, so areas of application. Where are robots applied? Okay, cobots. As I just told you, this is an assistant to human and works with human without in very friendly nature. Experts from the Boston Consulting Group assume that this can be the future, and this if the robots are used, it can increase the productivity per employee by up to 30%. So that's a really great number, and company can really get profited by this using the cobots. And the best thing is this doesn't take your job and just helps you there. Industrial robot, articulate just like articulated robot, as told you, they also carry out actions autonomously depending on how they are programmed. Global robot density has increased significantly over the last years. In 2015, on an average, there were 66 units per 1,000 employees, but it has now in 2020 risen to 74 units per 10,000 employees. Okay, so the automotive industry uses this type of robots extensively. The first industrial robot was Unimade, just as I told you in the beginning of this slide, and it was integrated into production process at General Motors in 1961. The robot was used to remove injection molding parts. In 1973, the first industrial robot began working at Volkswagen in Germany. Okay, so you all must have watched the video of how Flipkart and Amazon distributes their package in their warehouse. This is an unmanned robot which transports your package without human intervention. They collect the package by the QR code, or they have some tags on the boxes, and that can be transported to the end station. If I have to deliver that package in Nagpur, I will go to Nagpur tell the robot to go fetch the packet and deliver it to the Nagpur section. So it can do that too. Okay, so no robot is stealing your job if you have studied robotics or computer science. Yes, robotics is the future, and you must need a coding knowledge, coding background for doing robotics. So another fields where robots can be used are toy robots, security robots, robots in hospitality. Like we Nagpur people have saw that in we Nagpur people have seen that in the robot restaurant, which takes your order and gives you the plate dish there on your place. Robots in agriculture, this is very old type of robot, and robots in medical, just as I told you that in various surgery to avoid surgeries, robots are used, and there are domestic robots, which are the modular one. Okay, so these are some videos of how robotic arm are used and how precise they are. Yeah. Okay. These robots are just mimicking the katana fight. This video is also available on YouTube. You can watch it there. Okay.
Grazie ai nostri cuscinetti.
So just look at how precise they are. And how they can work together. Okay. So automated AVGs, the I have explained. This is the example of it. So here you can see that the drone was using LiDAR technology and the camera for doing the mapping process and checking out if all the robots have done their task efficiently or not. So this is what Boston Dynamics has developed over years. So this is called a sand flea, and it can jump up to 10 meters. So this is how a robot can be, a simple robot, and you can definitely try this at home if you want to start with robotics. And this is how the complex robots, like the highest level of robots, have been developed till now. The way it maintains the center of gravity is really remarkable, and it needs a lot of effort to do that and calibrate the robot like that only. Okay, so these are some more videos which you can check later in the on the YouTube, and we have some time restriction, so I will just skip this slide. Okay, coming to the main part, what are sensors and how a sensor is very important in robotics. So sensors are like your sensory organs which you can relate to. Like human have the touch sensing. You can feel the temperature. Just like that, a sensor converts a physical parameter into an electrical signal and just tells the system that okay, this is going something high. If the temperature is rising, then it can alert the system that yes, the temperature has gone above the limit and you should start the fan or you should start the cooling. This is also how some of the home automations are made. So there are LDRs, there are gyroscope, there are accelerometer, there are almost every type of sensors which you can buy in the market and use it in your project. So, how to start with robotics, which is a very important part of this presentation. For beginners, I would recommend that you go for Arduino or Node MCU if you are going for IoT. Arduino is a microcontroller, and same is the Node MCU, and it can be used for building basic robots like a path following car or obstacle avoiding robot, which while the Node MCU can be used for creating projects which are based on IoT and home automation. It will give you the Node MCU will provide you Wi-Fi connectivity, and it can drive relays and switches very easily. So you can start with Arduino or Node MCU. Okay, and for that, for Arduino only, you need to know the basics of C programming, and then you have to learn the IDE, which is Arduino IDE, and it is very easy. You can go to Arduino.com, and you will find how to start with Arduino boards, Arduino development boards. Okay, for intermediates, this is called Raspberry Pi, and now it's on version 4. So you have a choice of 2 GB, 4 GB, and 8 GB of RAM. The processor is quite powerful. You have USB Type C power supply, two micro SD ports, USB 2 ports, USB 3, and you can connect it to your Ethernet also. So this is also having Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. So it can be called as a mini laptop mini pocket computer also, and its size is really small. It's like around a credit card only, credit card or debit card you can say. So if you want to go and do some projects on uh, Raspberry Pi, you can use Python programming, Scratch programming, and the main feature of Raspberry Pi is it is having GIPOs. So normally, what we do on computers or laptops is we don't have GIPOs. GIPOs is the general purpose input output pins, which can be used to drive any sensor or to take input from sensor, drive the relay, drive the actuators, and so on. For experts, you can use OpenCV, machine learning, use advanced sensor like camera, lidar, and fabrication of you should know fabrication of circuits and prototype building. So why OpenCV and machine learning? Um, in OpenCV, you can do image recognition. You can provide your robot just like what your eyes see and what your eyes can sense in the in that part. And machine learning with OpenCV is like when you see some object, when you see some danger, you run away from it. So your machine can be that intelligent that if it senses some error or some danger to it, it can run away from it. Or if it is a firefighting type of thing, firefighting robot, so it can sense the fire and then it can go towards the fire and it can put water on it also. So these are some applications of OpenCV and machine learning. And sensors like lidar. Lidar is what you can do all the 3D mapping stuff. So you must have heard about the rumors that iPhone will be providing a lidar sensor, or lidar sensors are used for in Tesla cars also. So this lidar sensor does the 3D mapping and provides the system with all the 3D information and where to go and which step is wrong, and it provides all the things. And fabrication is important, as if you are using Arduino or a node MCU in with this, like you are using Arduino or node MCU with the Raspberry Pi, then it's difficult to control both the devices in at the same time. So you need some special circuits and you should know how to fabricate them with the Raspberry Pi also. So, what are the key components? Key components are power supply, totally, as electricity is needed to drive a robot. And the actuators are the element which respond or change the state after the robot senses some input. So, actuator can be a light or a DC motor to say. Okay, electric DC motor. For a robot, it is a very crucial part as generates the it helps the robot to generate motion. Sensors, just as I told you, and then controller. Controller is the one which you program and it works accordingly. Microcontroller is something different than microprocessor. Microcontroller only controls the thing. It is totally hard coded type of thing, where the microprocessor, if you talk about, so microprocessor is is something which will think about it, and you can do machine learning. You can't do machine learning or artificial intelligence in the Arduino Pi. It is to be done in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so what is the future scope? Totally robotics. Everywhere there will be robots. So you need to do the automation part and robotics together to be safe and to give your robots some idea what is to be done, and not and to make them unmanned. Okay, so a great example that how AI can go wrong. After asking repeatedly to Sophia, the AI robot, she said that she will destroy humans, which is in the interview which was done by CNBC. So this is something where the code is wrong, and she didn't acknowledge that she's doing something wrong, or with her sense, with her coding, it was right for her, but for human, it's definitely wrong. Okay, so robots and robots everywhere. Fun fact, yeah, I know no one listened to this presentation more than 10 minutes, right? And if we are open for question answer session, if you want to ask any question, you can drop that in the chat box, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Thank you. So do you have any questions? Okay, for learning more about robotics, what should one can do? Okay, so you can go to YouTube, the basic, very basic thing. You can go to YouTube, or you can go to raspberrypi.org. There are videos which are available for kids also. So you will definitely understand how robotics works and robotics is. Before going and joining any class, you should know the basics of a microcontroller, microprocessors, and how the actuators work, what are the voltages required to drive a particular IC and motor. That's so. I hope this answered your question, Shrutika. Yeah, sure. I will share the slide. Okay. So, what are actuators? So, actuators are basically something or a part of a robot which actually acts on the current situation, provided on the provided situation. Just like if there's light and my LDR senses the light, it will send a signal to the Arduino board or whichever development board I am using, and it will turn off the light. Like I'm talking about sunlight. If there's sunlight present, then it will uh, turn off the bedroom lights for me. And when it's evening or when it's dawn, it will start the bedroom lights. And this is how you can automate it. Okay, how to start with OpenCV? So OpenCV, you can go to Coursera. It's free now, and you can learn there. You need basics of Python definitely for starting with the OpenCV part. Or you can use MATLAB, but MATLAB is something like you can do all the processing and the research work on laptop only. So you cannot do that with the development boards, which I suggested. For the basics of robotics, you can go with C programming. For Arduino, it's totally complete. It's basically C only. You will get it. Yeah. Any more questions? Okay. Hardik, I guess you should take over. Or Tejas is here for introducing you all with the crowdsource part. Tejas, are you there?
Thank yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Tanishq.
I'll stop
So
sharing my slide. You can
yeah,
carry on. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much, Tanishq. And once again, thank you so much, Government College of Engineering, for providing us the opportunity. So everybody's aware, everybody knows crowdsource. Am I right? Crowdsourcing. What is crowdsourcing? Can anybody tell me what is crowdsourcing? Just a minute. So my is my slide is visible to all of you? Okay, so crowdsourcing is a practice of obtaining information or input into a task or a project by enlisting services of large number of people, either paid or by unpaid services, which is used via internet. So crowdsourcing, Google introduced this platform in November, August 2016. Crowdsourcing. So this Google crowdsource, this platform was introduced by Google in year 2016. Uh, in year 2016 to collect the information from a people, to to collect the information from a people, to obtaining information from a people, uh, for a project, by enlisting services from a large number of people. So you can download this app from Google Play Store. All Android users can download this app from Google Play Store, and for iOS users, this Google Crowdsource is available on web. That is Crowdsource web. So you just go to this link, https google crowdsource dot crowdsource.google.com, and you can access this app. So what actually the Google Crowdsource is? It is a platform which is used to collect the raw information from users, and user can contribute to Google Crowdsource community. It is a community which was established by Google on August 29, 2016, and from this, by using Google Crowdsource app, you can contribute to Google Crowdsource community. So what is Google Crowdsource community? I will like to tell you that Google Crowdsource community generates collects a raw data which is beneficial to train a machine, that is which creates a base for machine learning as well as robotics. As we all know that just Tanishq said that Sophia is a humanoid robot. So it needs a data by giving training to that robots. So for that purpose, Google crowdsourcing method is used to collect different information about different objects, different peoples, and many more things. So by using this platform, you can contribute, and you can create a base for a machine learning. So what are the features? Crowdsource include different types of features. That means in this app we will find some different features, that is handwriting recognition, then translation validation, then sentiment evaluation, image capturing, then some some sorts of tasks which are provided in this app. And by contributing to that particular task, you can contribute for Google Crowdsource. So what are different tasks which are there in Google Crowdsource? First of all, smart camera. Smart camera is used to share photos, labels with Google to improve machine learning technology. Uh, as I will give you the example. When you open this app, you will see the smart camera task which is present. By clicking on it, you will get access to the camera, and by taking the pic, that Crowdsource app will try to recognize what actually that object is. So this is a purpose of that camera. If the identified object by that particular camera or that particular app is correct, then you have to give the feedback that that object you identified is correct, or else you will give them feedback that that object is not, you have not properly recognized that object, so that they can improve their own machine learning technology. So this is the first task which is present in Crowdsource. Image capture task. Image capture allows users to add all kinds of images, which helps to improve efficiency in image search in ML machine learning model. So smart camera is different and image capturing is different. You have to click image and you have to upload it to Google Crowdsource server, so that while they will process that data, and they will this data that these images which you have clicked, that images will be used for training machines, that is for machine learning models. So this is sort of raw data which we will contribute to Google Crowdsource community. Image verification is one of the tasks. Some images will be provided to you, and you have to label that images. That means what that image indicates, which object that image is indicating. That is just I will give you the example. It will show the picture of train, and they will ask you, is it a train? You have to give answer yes, no, or you can skip it. So this is image label verification, or image verification task, by which we can share the share the label, that is caption, for that particular image. Okay, so Tanishq, maybe uh, Tanishq, can you please explain them?
Okay, so what basically image verification does is like if you capture anything in the Google Lens, like many of us use Google Lens in our day-to-day life for text translation or image verification or finding out what the product really is. So image verification does that for you. So here you have an opportunity if the Google is having wrong data, like if I have clicked a photo of train. In the Google Photos, it will be marked as train, and it will have a separate folder for it. So sometimes it might happen that in the train folder there's a car also. So to avoid this type of blunders, image verification is very important, and crowdsourcing that, like the Google employees cannot do all the verification by themselves. They have just made the raw data, they have posted it, and the AI algorithm does all the thinking of it. So here you can do like select if the verification is correct or the verification is wrong, like the provided image is correct in that particular label or it is wrong. Tejas, please can you continue with the next slide? Yeah. So
Yeah.
handwriting recognition. Many of you have noticed that there's a part in Google keyboard where you can write with the handwriting. You can type with the handwriting. You can just draw the word or the letter and it will be printed in your chat box. So here comes it, like sometimes there are humans which type very wrongly uh, in the in the handwriting part, and then the machine is not able to recognize it. So machine gives some random answer which is matching, closest matching to that type of thing. So this is also part of image verification or image processing, you can say. And handwriting recognition just provides you the opportunity to correct it. Like if I have written and, if I have drawn the and it is just telling me that it is this. So is it right or is it wrong? Or you can specify your own answer also. Translation and translation, as I mentioned. So translation, where when we use Google Lens mostly, in the translation part there are some limitations, like local language translation is very different from what it is in the other parts of country. So to with this we can provide a very local and very basic type of translation to our users, Google users. And translation validation is, again, you can select right or wrong if the translation is correct or if the translation is not correct. Tejas, next slide, please. Okay, sentiment evaluation. You might have seen recently that the TikTok app was just boycotted by many of Indian users. So this is where sentimental evaluation kicks in. If the comment a user, if a user posts a comment and it is not like a good type of comment. It is very harsh and a very rude type of comment. So it should not be shown to other users also. So here sentimental evaluation comes in, and it shows you very specific and positive feedbacks of the user. Yeah. Next.
So how that actually the app looks like. So this is the interface of that Crowdsource app, which which you will get after installing it in Android phones. And these are the as we can see, different tasks are present over here. So we can contribute to different tasks, and by using this, and what is benefit of it, that you will get a rewards from Google Crowdsource community. For example, maybe
There are certificates, there are goodies. You can show them the goodies pages if you have
uh,
them.
yeah, just a minute, I will show you, show them the goodies.
Okay.
So you can continue, Tanish.
Okay, so it's very simple and you can use it. You just need to download it from the Google Play Store and you are good to go. There's nothing more to the app. You just need to increase the contributions which you have, and the Google will email you, or there will be meets. You can learn machine learning. There are various ways you can meet with the Googlers also. Like personally, what I feel is after doing crowdsourcing, my life has changed drastically. Like I am giving some lecture, I am attending Google webinars, and like direct training from the Googlers also for machine learning and AI.
So I will show you the goodies. This is one goodie. This is a mobile sticker, or we can use it uh, on laptops and mobiles. This is some swags which will be provided to you at, after
This is
contributing
only for the basic level. After
basic
completing
level.
basic levels, after completing around 10th level or 12th level, you will be given a shout out on Facebook and Instagram of the Google Crowdsource official page, and you will also have a certificate which mentions your name and have a proper Google sign, signatures of the manager.
You will be your photo will be, if you are one of the topmost contributor, your photo will be uploaded on official Google Crowdsource page, and which will be viewed by contributors of Google Crowdsource community all over the world.
Yeah.
So
So, Tejas, I would like to introduce Sarang here. So, Sarang is one of us. He's a contributor and he's top contributor from India. And he recently got an opportunity to go to Google conference, like Google Crowdsource conference, and total expenditure will be done by Google itself. And he just need to go to the airport, and from there his journey will start. Sarang is here, right? Sarang, can you hear me? Sarang?
maybe he's not.
Okay. So Sarang
Okay.
is not able to respond us. Okay, no problem. So this is how
So
Sarang got benefited from it, and Sarang also got a shout out on Facebook and Instagram of Google Crowdsource.
we are establishing community at campus level, at an regional level. So at government engineering college, there is two we can
Representative.
say two representatives, from which you will get the updates regarding crowdsource community. I would like to introduce Samiksha and Shantanu Tumde, Samiksha Katsur and Shantanu Tumde, for Government College of Engineering. They are the campus representative for Google Crowdsource community. Shantanu, Samiksha, can you hear me?
So we'll be soon sharing the link for the crowdsource community of Government College of Engineering Nagpur on the webpage. All those who have earlier joined, they are aware about the activities that are still going on. But those who haven't joined yet can still join the group. Okay, over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanish.
Yeah, it's done from my side.
Okay, so download the Google Crowdsource app. Try to contribute more to Google Crowdsource community. You will get the benefits which will be provided by Crowdsource community. That is swags, certificates, everything. So you can follow our global influencer on LinkedIn, and this is our global influencer, and you can follow us. We are in
And
core team
he
of
will be
Nagpur
also
region.
Tejas. Just let them know that he will be delivering machine learning lecture tomorrow
Lectures,
at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Google Global Influencer will be delivering lecture on machine learning tomorrow on this platform. So you can join us tomorrow also.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tanishq, there's a question in the chat box. Could you please answer that?
Okay. Okay. I will look after it. Okay. So I want to suggest something new. Like you can go for Atmega series and Atmel Studio, but it's quite like a hefty task to do them and learn it. So basically, you can go with the Arduino part only. It's quite cost effective and you can learn easily with it. There are many boards, no doubt. You can choose any one of it. You just need to Google them and they are there.
Okay, I hope all your queries have been resolved. And if you have any doubts, you may directly contact Tanishq or Tejas.
Sure.
So I would like to thank Tanishq, Mr. Tanishq, and also Tejas sir for guiding us for the field of robotics and also for the Google Crowdsource community and the app. So thank you so much. So tomorrow's webinar will be the speaker will be Mr. Anirudh, and he's the global influencer of Google Crowdsource. So he'll be delivering his speech on machine learning. So thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you'll join tomorrow as well.